Right, class 12, last section of the Macbeth story. Are you ready? So, Macbeth was still reeling from his wife's death. Remember in the last chapter, Lady Macbeth passed away through ill health. She kind of drove herself mad, and so Macbeth was still reeling from his wife's death when a soldier who'd been on watch approached him. "I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it," he said nervously. "Well, say, sir," said Macbeth impatiently. So he basically said, "Look, something's going to happen, and I don't have to tell you." I looked towards Vernon, and anon, methought the wood began to move. "Liar and slave!" cried Macbeth furiously. But the watch was not a liar. Thousands of Prince Malcolm's troops were fast approaching, shielding behind branches cut from great Birnam wood. So they cut down big massive parts of trees and using it as protection to attack. Thus it appeared that the wood moved towards Dunsane Hill and Macbeth's castle, the event the witches said would precede Macbeth's downfall. Macbeth still believed himself invulnerable even if great Birnam wood appeared to be moving towards his castle. He knew he would never be killed in battle. Hadn't the witches said that no man of woman born would ever kill him? So, gathering his courage, he rallied his remaining forces and waged a bloody war against Malcolm's forces until Macduff spotted him. "Turn, hellhound, turn!" cried Macduff, his sword held high. Macbeth turned as their swords clashed, and Macbeth cried out, "Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life which not yield to one of woman born." "Despair they charm," cried Macduff in triumph. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. Macbeth's sword slackened in his hand. Macbeth had not been born by natural means. He had been taken from his mother's womb by surgeons. Macbeth knew that this meant his end had come. Macbeth, with all the pain of his lost family in sword, made sure his enemy's death was swift and bloody. With one sword stroke he parted Macbeth's head from his body and then carried it to Prince Malcolm. So he cut off Macbeth's head, and Macduff was killed. Macbeth, the rightful heir to King Duncan's throne. "Hail, King, for so thou art," cried Macduff triumphantly. "Hail, King of Scotland." So Prince Malcolm claimed back his father's throne, and the Scottish people rejoiced. The wicked reign of Macbeth and his ambitious wife had ended, just as been prophesied. Scotland was at peace, ruled once more by a true and noble king. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the story of Macbeth. It's certainly been an interesting story, one with lots and lots of murderous evil deeds. So we'll look more at that with our newspaper reports.